Welcome back to another unboxing video where I make old family recipes. So, this is not my kitchen, as you can tell. This is a corner of my studio apartment. Today would have been the 10th unboxing video, the 10th recipe I would have made on this channel, not counting the late night butterscotch, but it would have been the 10th official unboxing video. And I thought I kind of just started this channel. I had an idea and I wanted to just see if I could do it. And I told some people what I was doing or what the idea was behind it, but I feel like I've just kind of been vague with everything else. It's like, it's called unboxing and I make old recipes. That's kind of the general thing, and I've tried to explain it to people and sometimes it's like, So this video, this special 10th episode, is dedicated to talking about the channel, where things came from, like why I even called it unboxing, some of the jokes I thought of when creating this, jokes that may or may not actually be funny, but I thought they were funny. Here we go. So the first thing I want to talk about is the channel name. It's kind of a joke, because unboxing videos are very, very popular on YouTube, where people just open stuff. They're like unboxing the new iPhone, unboxing toys. Unboxing toys is really popular with kids. Like, you can just find endless videos of kids opening toys, and it's a huge thing. So I wanted to like play with that idea. Like, it's a real title. It is a true title. I am unboxing recipes, but it's not a normal unboxing video. And that's another joke I think that nobody really caught is in my intro, which is welcome to another unboxing video, because while my channel is called unboxing, it's an unboxing video, and I'm kind of making fun of that genre. Even though I am unboxing recipes, I'm taking them out of the two boxes. It's just it's a dumb joke, and I thought it was funny. Yeah, so that's why it's called unboxing. I thought it was a playful little joke poking fun at unboxing channels. That being said, with the amount of unboxing channels on YouTube, I am surprised and amazed that I was able to grab the name unboxing. Like, maybe there's another unboxing channel out there, because I know there's like multiple people with my name. So maybe there is another unboxing channel out there, but I was still surprised that like one didn't immediately pop up. Like, so I'm again really surprised that I was able to nab unboxing, and it's been fine so far. The next thing I want to talk about is where the actual recipes come from. So long story short, and lots of like, yeah. So my great grandma, these were her recipes, and my mom thinks they were probably used in like 1920s, 1940s, give or take. Some of those recipes are newer than others. I can tell because they're written on a typewriter, and or they're just in better condition. Generally, the white box is all handwritten or it's pulled from magazines, and that box is like beaten up. It's falling apart. I've been looking for a new recipe box that I think is cute for a while now, but the wooden, like, they're both wooden. The brown one, the wooden brown one, is much nicer. It's in better condition. The cards inside are all typed up or handwritten really nicely. So we don't really know when they're from, but we know that they belong to my great grandmother, because the family farm on my mother's side recently, let's say maybe 5 years ago, I don't know how old I was, within the last decade, that family farm passed into my mom and my uncle's possession. And so we went to the farm and started like sorting through things, and I found the two recipe boxes, and I thought, this is such a niche part of history. Like, I've seen some videos where people are like, oh, this is my mom's old cookbook. So it's not like a foreign concept, but I don't think people often associate like recipes with history, or how recipes are written with history, especially a lot of those which are just like, here are the ingredients, you know what to do. And I think it's a really interesting exploration of like just little everyday things, like the fact that there are measurements that are like butter the size of an egg, and that probably would have been enough. Or the fact that she just says milk, and I had to figure out that skim milk doesn't work the same way as whole milk, because they probably didn't have whole milk, skim milk, and all the percents in between. They probably just had whole milk, because why would they need anything else? Or if they got it straight from the cow, who cares? It's whole milk. So that's where the recipes came from. They came from our family farm, and we found them when we were going through things, and I decided to keep them because I thought, this is a really interesting piece of history, and I had never met my great-grandma. So it's really interesting, too, to be like, okay, well, how many of these handwritten recipes are hers? How many are her mother's? How many came from other women? Because the handwriting is different on some cards. Some cards are signed, some cards aren't. So it's just this really interesting, I probably won't get any answers, and it's, again, kind of niche, but I just think it's interesting and fun to be like, this is a piece of family history, and I'm going to see if it still holds up. So far, most of them do, except for the sunshine cake, which I didn't do correctly. But, it's interesting to be like, wow, this makes sense. Or, why she would do it this way makes sense. Like, the porcupine meatballs, my parents and I were like, oh, it's cooking for 2 hours because the rice has to cook. And I also thought, well, that could be like your pre-crockpot era. I don't know when the crockpot was invented. Here, when the crockpot was invented. You could just make them, throw them in the oven for 2+ hours, and they'd be done. And my mom also brought up that would be something she could make in the morning, or even make later that evening. That would be like, okay, my meatballs are in the oven, I have to go clean and wash and do all these other household chores while they're cooking. I don't have to worry about it. So it's just kind of interesting of thinking, like, the ways the recipes reflect the lifestyle, and the way recipes were shared, and the way, everyone just assumed you knew what you were doing in the kitchen. You didn't need to write down all the instructions. You were just like, here are your ingredients. You know what to do. I don't know what to do. I have been... I do research when I can. I ask questions of my mom when I can. And I still mess up. But, we're learning. Again, I want to do the sunshine cake and the porcupine meatballs again and do them correctly. Because... I know now. I know how they're supposed to go. So we're going to try those again sometime. Probably not in the near future, but sometime when I want to get back to them. Why are they so vague? Like I said earlier, there was an assumed level of knowledge. Like, people, mostly women, assumed you knew how to cook. Assumed that you knew how, the cookies I made. Where I just said, add flour to make dough. Like, I've made cookies before, so I knew what cookie dough was like. Like, you just knew. You didn't have to measure, per se. Or there are a lot of other things where it's like, the cookies I made last week, those drop cookies, Martha's drop cookies. Or it's just like, nuts, raisins, coconut. Like, it doesn't really matter, because you would know. You would be able to figure it out. I don't know if I figured it out, but I just went with my gut instinct and what I knew from making cookies. So yeah, and there's also a element of trying to keep your secrets. So someone, let's use a random name, Catherine. Okay, so let's say Catherine makes really, really good pie, and I want her recipe because I want to make that pie. So I asked Catherine, hey, can I have your pie recipe? And she's like, oh yeah, sure. So she gives me her pie recipe, but sometimes she'll leave something out. Like, maybe she puts a little bit of lemon flavoring or a little bit of some sort of seasoning or spice, and she doesn't tell me. Like, because she wants her pie to be the best. So even though I follow her recipe that she gave me to a T, hers is always better. So there's this kind of, like, sharing recipes, but also not really, because you want yours to be the best. Like, you want to be known for your pie, for your thing, and you don't want anyone else to compete with you. So there's this assumed level of knowledge, and also, that's my recipe, you're not going to get it. Oh, why did I decide to start the channel? I kind of mentioned it before. It's a really interesting part of history, and I want to, like, learn how to cook and to bake. I've always been pretty good at baking. I've made, like, cakes and cookie bars and cookies and bread. I've made bread before, quick breads and, like, whole wheat bread. My mom has a really good recipe for that. But I was just thinking, like, now that I live alone and I no longer have a meal plan through the university, I was like, it would be good to find recipes I like. And I do have that college cookbook that's pretty easy, makes pretty decent amount of food. But I also just thought, I don't cook very often. Like, I maybe cook, I don't know, a couple times a week, like not even daily, because my sandwiches are pretty easy. I mostly like cook something that I can use for the next week or two. And I knew that if I didn't try this out, I would never like try to expand outside what I would want. Like, I have turkey sandwiches for lunch almost every single day and do not mind. Like, turkey sandwiches are good. It's not broken. Don't fix it. So, like, I knew that this would be a chance for me to explore outside of what I knew I liked, and make things that I straight up don't like, but now I know. Like, that raisin cream pie. I had a blast making it. I thought it was so fun. It was my first pie. I knew I wasn't going to like it, and I didn't end up liking it, but that experience was really good, and now I know for the future how to make a pie better, or like how thin the dough needs to be, or if I want to lattice it, how long the strips need to be. So like, even if I don't like it, or I'll never make it again, it's still like a good learning opportunity. That's mostly why I wanted to do it. I wanted to make... I'm trying to skim my notes because I don't want to repeat myself too much. Okay, yeah. I mostly said what I wanted to say. But another thing is I wanted to share it because it's also an opportunity for me to grow as a editor primarily, because I edit all my videos, no matter how snarky I might be to myself. I edit all my videos, so it's a good way for me to practice that. I've gotten faster at doing certain edits. I'm starting to, I mean, these are not like state-of-the-art videos. It's me in front of a laptop with photo booth, okay? And I'm mostly just putting these into Premiere Pro, balancing the audio so you can hear me, doing some basic color correction, and doing some simple text edits, and then effect edits like zooming in or rotating, stuff like that. But it is a really good way for me to learn pacing. You can probably tell if you watched all the videos in order. You might not be able to tell, but if you watch the first video and then the latest video, there's a big difference. So there's a lot of like figuring out my editing style, how I want these videos to be edited. Learning about timing is a big thing. I'm starting to figure out like, okay, even though this comment is really funny, like it doesn't fit within the flow, or you have like it's not really worth the extra time, because I'm trying to keep these 20-ish minutes because that's kind of long. So there's a lot of like cooking and personal skill, but also editing, which is something I really like to do, something that's really important for the film student that I am. So it's just a way for me to grow as a creative person in multiple different areas at different times. I do the banner for my channel and my Twitter page all by myself. That's me going into Photoshop, doing really basic Photoshop things, but it's still like, I took a Photoshop class 2-3 years ago now, freshman year, and like remembering some of those skills while also learning some new things just to make it look fun and exciting and put my dumb face on my banner every week. So it's a way to grow creatively in a lot of different areas. Next up, what are my plans for the channel? To keep cooking. I don't expect this to become my career or like the way I make money or anything. That would be great. Don't get me wrong. If this channel took off tomorrow and suddenly I had $1 million, I would be like, this is my life now. But I think of this more as a hobby, more of a creative expression, and I want to keep doing it because it's fun and fulfilling for me. Not only do I get to make food, which is fun for me, I like measuring things and mixing things, very like basic human. I like the act of cooking, and I like the act of baking, and I like the reward of making something even if I don't like it, like being like, I made this thing, like this is good, or this is a start at least. That's fulfilling for me. Again, the editing is fulfilling for me. So like this is a very good creative outlet. It also gives me somewhat of a schedule, because I try and record on the weekends and have it up before I record again. So it's just a good thing for me, and I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from people who do watch my videos, and it's just good time. I want to continue going as long as I can, but I do think we gotta change things up a little bit. So, I've already had guests on. I had Annie on. Spoiler redacted, will be coming on. We had to figure out a schedule, and we're still working on it. But she will also be coming on. I'm kind of thinking about doing like special episodes where I handicap myself, where it's like I have to use my left hand for everything, or mostly everything. You need two hands for some things. Or maybe I'm wearing my roller skates. Fun little ways to make things a little more interesting, because I do like the vibes of me and my MacBook and just cooking like we're friends, but I also think that like wouldn't hurt to spice things up a little bit every once in a while. But really, the main thing is I want to keep like the heart of the channel, like me, finicky laptop in my kitchen. Like that is the main part of this channel. It's just me cooking, hanging out with you guys, and I want that to be the core. Even though, like I said, I might do stupid challenges, or I might have a guest on who changes the vibes completely, or I go home for a weekend, or when I move eventually, it's a whole new kitchen. Like, I still want the heart to be this, to just be simple, fun in the kitchen, learning about historical recipes, and trying my best, because it's fun. Like, I'm having a great time. Every time I'm like, oh, I had to pick a recipe for this week, it's like, oh, yes, I can't wait to make something again this week. What's it gonna be? I'm trying to keep it, like, fairly even between cooking and baking, but it's kind of hard when either I just want something sweet that weekend, or there's not a lot of, like, cooking recipes to begin with. So maybe I'll try and do some cooking later in the future, but I'm just gonna keep doing what I want to do. I feel like I'm saying the same thing over again, but it's true. Like, this is just a fun outlet for me. I'm having a good time, even though I only have 8 subscribers, which, by the way, thank you for that. I know one of those is me, so I can go to my other account and, like, make sure everything's going okay and I see everything. But, like, thank you so much for subscribing or even watching these videos. I know they're long, and I know that they're kind of boring sometimes, but, like, just the fact that anyone watches these is amazing. I'm glad that this super, niche thing, cooking old recipes, is something that other people enjoy. People enjoy my stupid little jokes. It's just something that makes me happy. It's just an extra bonus on top of the cooking and the editing. So, thank you. Thank you so much. Again, there's only like 7 of you who are subscribed, and I know there's several of you who aren't subscribed. It doesn't matter. Numbers do not matter at all. So don't feel like, oh, we gotta get This is it. This is just me hanging out with some of my good friends. Some people I don't know, but like, we're just hanging out. And if you watch me cook, I feel like you know a lot about me already. So again, don't you go to sleep on me. Don't you dare. I don't know. This channel just makes me feel very happy, and the fact that people want to watch makes me happy too. There are some of my videos that have so many views. I'm like, wow, that's a lot. There's some that don't, but the fact that they have views at all means a lot to me. The fact that people are willing to watch me struggle to do basic cooking. Speaking of struggles, this is something I'm going to start doing. Every 10 episodes, I want to go through the old footage, because I have all the footage, and find old bloopers, like dumb things I said off camera, things I dropped, mistakes I made, and do a small compilation of all those and share them with you, because there is a lot of stuff that I cut out. Not all of it's good. Like, some of it has to go, but I think releasing some compilation videos that are less about the cooking and more about me being stupid would be fun for you guys. It'll be fun for me, definitely, to be like, oh, yeah, that's pretty dumb. So you can look forward to those. I don't know how often they will come out. I mean, obviously every 10 videos, but I will have to go through all that footage and find good reactions, stupid moments. But you can look forward to those in the future. Again, thank you so much for watching. I know I like babbled on about it, but like the fact that anyone's watching means a lot to me. I'm glad that you want to join in with this stupid adventure of me making old recipes in my kitchen as I try and figure out how to cook and bake. So, okay. You think I've done like 10 of these now, 11 if you want to count the butterscotch take 2 video. But like, I'm so bad at speaking on camera because I want to sound professional, but I'm just so bad at it. So, here we go. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting me for these last 10, 11 weeks now. Yeah, 10, 11 weeks. It means a lot to me, and I hope you'll stick around for more. But next week, I will be back in the kitchen where I'm supposed to be, not in front of all this. And I just realized Sailor Pluto looks like she's, like, her leg is broken. That's, like, just from this angle does her leg look broken. Wow. I'm sorry, honey. Anyway. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week with another unboxing video back at my kitchen, which is 5 steps that way. Bye.